Hi, I'm Helena. 6 months ago, I married Daniel Whitman in what I thought was the beginning of our perfect life together. My grandmother's final gift to me was a hand-painted porcelain tea set she'd brought from the old country, irreplaceable and meant to be passed down through generations. I'd kept it displayed in our dining room cabinet until yesterday. I was chopping vegetables for dinner when I heard the crash from the living room, followed by Daniel's mother Evelyn's unmistakable laugh. "What was that?" I called out, knife still in hand. Silence greeted me. I rushed to the dining room to find Daniel standing frozen, fragments of my grandmother's tea set scattered across the hardwood floor. Evelyn stood beside him, her hand covering a smile. "What happened?" I whispered, kneeling to pick up a broken piece. Daniel's voice cracked. "It was an accident, Helena. I was just—" "Oh, stop being so dramatic," Evelyn cut in, waving dismissively. "It was just some old dishes. I told Daniel this cabinet needed reorganizing." I looked up at my husband. "You did this because your mother told you to?" "Not exactly," Daniel stammered, running his hand through his hair. "Mom thought it was taking up too much space and I suggested we make room for some proper china," Evelyn finished. "Really, Helena, those old things were quite outdated. We can get you something more suitable." My hands trembled as I gathered the largest pieces. This was my grandmother's final gift to me. She brought it from Ukraine before the war. It's irreplaceable. "Well," Evelyn sighed, checking her watch. "These things happen. Daniel, we should get going if we're going to make our dinner reservation." I stood slowly. "Dinner reservation?" Daniel wouldn't meet my eyes. "Mom made reservations at Bellini's. I was going to tell you, but clearly I wasn't invited," I finished. "It's just a mother-son thing," Evelyn smiled, patting my arm. "You understand family traditions, don't you, dear?" After they left, I called my best friend Sophia. "He did what?" Sophia's voice exploded through my phone. "Broke my grandmother's tea set because his mother told him to," I repeated, sitting among the fragments. "And then they went to dinner? Without you?" Her outrage was palpable. "Helena, this is beyond messed up." "I don't know what to do," I admitted. "Am I overreacting?" "Overreacting?" Sophia scoffed. "Your husband destroyed a family heirloom on his mother's command and then left you alone with the mess. If anything, you're underreacting." She laughed, Sophia. When it shattered, she laughed. "That witch," Sophia hissed. "Listen, I'm coming over. Don't move." 20 minutes later, Sophia arrived with wine and my brother Marcus in tow. "I called reinforcements," she explained. "Marcus knows how much Grandma's tea set meant to you." Marcus knelt beside me, examining the broken pieces. "Have you called Daniel?" "He's still out with his mother," I replied. "At Bellini's, our anniversary restaurant." Marcus and Sophia exchanged glances. "Helena," Marcus said carefully, "this isn't the first time Evelyn has come between you two, is it?" And that's when the dam broke. All the small incidents, the passive-aggressive comments, the times Daniel chose his mother over me, they came pouring out in a flood of words and tears. The next morning, I sat at our kitchen table when Daniel finally came home. He looked surprised to find Sophia and Marcus there with me. "Where were you?" I asked quietly. Daniel sighed. "After dinner with Mom, I stayed at her place. I needed to think." "About what?" I asked. "About how you destroyed something irreplaceable to me?" "Helena, it wasn't like that," Daniel protested. "Mom was just trying to help organize—" "Stop," Sophia interrupted. "Just stop with the excuses." Daniel's expression hardened. "This is between me and my wife." "And yet your mother seems to be right in the middle of it," Marcus observed. "Look," Daniel said, "I'm sorry about the tea set. I'll buy you a new one." I shook my head. "This isn't about replacing something. It's about respect. Would you have broken it if I had asked you not to touch it?" Daniel hesitated, and that was answer enough. Later that day, I met with Daniel's sister Amelia at a coffee shop downtown. Unlike Evelyn, Amelia had always been kind to me. "I heard about what happened," she said, stirring her latte. "Helena, I'm so sorry." "Thank you," I replied. "But I need to understand. Has Evelyn always been like this?" Amelia's fingers tapped nervously against her cup. You mean controlling? Yes, Daniel's always had it worst because he's the youngest. And you? I moved 3 states away for a reason, she said with a sad smile. Mom drove away 2 of Daniel's serious girlfriends before you. She'd criticize them until they broke things off. But I married him, I said. Which is why she's escalated, Amelia explained. Look, my brother loves you, but he's spent his whole life trying to please our mother. It's like he can't help himself. Even when it hurts me? I asked. Amelia reached across the table to squeeze my hand. Especially then. Mom knows exactly which buttons to push. What would you do in my place? I asked. Honestly? Amelia hesitated. I'd make it clear this isn't just about a tea set. This is about whether Daniel is married to you or to his mother. Her phone buzzed. That's Mom. She's asking if I've talked to you. What will you tell her? Nothing that helps her, Amelia promised. But Helena, be careful. When Mom feels threatened, she gets worse. When I returned home, I found Daniel pacing the living room. Where were you? He demanded. I've been calling for hours. I was with Amelia, I replied. We had an interesting talk about your mother. Daniel's face flushed. Great. Now you're turning my sister against me too? Against you? Daniel, I'm not against you. I'm trying to save our marriage. By involving my entire family? Your mother involved herself when she told you to destroy my grandmother's gift? I shot back. Daniel flinched. She didn't tell me to destroy it. Then what happened? Tell me exactly. He faltered. She said the tea set was taking up space needed for proper entertaining, that it looked old-fashioned, that if I really cared about building a life together, I'd make room for new traditions instead of clinging to the past. And that was enough for you to break it? I wasn't trying to break it, Daniel protested. I was just moving it, and then what? Daniel collapsed onto the couch. And then it fell, and Mom laughed, and I knew I'd made a terrible mistake. The following day, Evelyn called and invited herself over for tea. I agreed, knowing this confrontation was inevitable. Helena, darling, Evelyn cooed when I opened the door. I brought scones. She breezed past me into the kitchen, acting as if nothing had happened. Thank you for coming, I said, keeping my voice steady. I thought we should talk. About what? She arranged the scones on a plate, one of her wedding gifts to us. About my grandmother's tea set that was destroyed yesterday. Evelyn sighed dramatically. Are you still upset about those old cups? Really, Helena, it's time to move on. Move on? I repeated. From a family heirloom that can never be replaced? Darling, everything can be replaced. She patted my hand condescendingly. Daniel feels just awful about his clumsiness. It wasn't clumsiness, I stated firmly. He was doing what you told him to do. Evelyn's smile tightened. I simply suggested some redecorating. You deliberately targeted something you knew was precious to me. Don't be ridiculous, she scoffed. This isn't the first time, Evelyn. You've been undermining our marriage from the beginning. Her eyes narrowed. I've been helping my son build a proper life, which he seems incapable of doing with you. The doorbell rang before I could respond. Daniel entered, looking surprised to find us together. Mom? Helena? What's going on? Perfect timing, I said. Your mother and I were just discussing boundaries. Oh, for heaven's sake, Evelyn huffed. Daniel, your wife is being completely unreasonable about that old tea set. Daniel looked between us, his discomfort palpable. Mom, maybe we should talk about this another time. No, I insisted. We need to address this now, all of us together. Address what exactly? Evelyn demanded. The fact that you ordered Daniel to remove my grandmother's tea set, knowing how important it was to me? I said. The fact that you laughed when it broke. The fact that you then took him to our anniversary restaurant without me. Is that what she told you? Evelyn turned to Daniel. I never ordered you to do anything. Daniel looked trapped. Mom, you did suggest... Suggesting is not ordering, Evelyn snapped. And I certainly didn't expect you to drop it. Stop it, I said firmly. Stop manipulating him. Stop trying to come between us. I've done nothing but try to help you both, Evelyn protested, tears welling in her eyes. After everything I've sacrificed for my family, this is the thanks I get? Mom, please, Daniel began. No, Daniel, I interrupted. This is exactly what she does. She turns herself into the victim when she's confronted. Evelyn stood abruptly. I will not sit here and be accused in my son's home. Our home, I corrected. Mine and Daniel's, not yours. Daniel, Evelyn appealed. Are you going to let her speak to me this way? All eyes turned to my husband. I could see him struggling, torn between his wife and the woman who had controlled him his entire life. Mom, he finally said, Helen is right. You did tell me to move the tea set. You did laugh when it broke. Evelyn's expression hardened. I see she's poisoned you against me. No one has poisoned anyone, Daniel replied. But I need you to apologize to Helena. Apologize? Evelyn nearly shrieked. For what? For trying to help you build a proper home? Fine, if that's how you both feel, I'll leave. But don't come crying to me when this marriage falls apart. She grabbed her purse and stormed toward the door. Evelyn, I called after her. If you walk out that door without apologizing, things between us will never be the same. She paused, her hand on the doorknob. For a moment, I thought she might reconsider. Instead, she yanked the door open and left without another word. Daniel and I stood in silence for several long moments. I'm sorry, he finally whispered. I should have stood up to her sooner. 3 weeks passed. Daniel and I attended our first marriage counseling session with Dr. Patel, a soft-spoken woman with kind eyes and direct questions. So the breaking of the tea set was the catalyst, Dr. Patel summarized. But the issues with your mother-in-law have been ongoing. Yes, I nodded. Daniel has been caught in the middle for years. And how do you feel about that, Daniel? She asked. Daniel shifted uncomfortably. Trapped. I love Helena, but Mom she's always made it clear that loyalty to family comes first. Isn't Helena your family now? Dr. Patel asked gently. Yes, Daniel admitted. Which is why I've finally blocked Mom's calls, at least temporarily. After the session, we met Sophia and Marcus for dinner. Amelia joined us too, having flown in for moral support. How was therapy? Sophia asked. Difficult, I admitted, but necessary. Have you heard from Evelyn? Marcus asked. Daniel nodded grimly. She's been calling everyone we know, telling them Helena has turned me against her. Classic Mom, Amelia sighed. What happens now? Sophia asked. I looked at Daniel. We're taking it day by day, setting boundaries. And the tea set? Marcus asked softly. I smiled sadly. Actually, I have something to show you all. I pulled out my phone and showed them a photo of the broken pieces, now carefully arranged in a shadow box, with a small plaque that read, Some breaks can't be mended, but we can make something new from the pieces. That's beautiful, Amelia whispered. It's a reminder, Daniel explained, of what was lost, but also of our commitment to build something stronger. Speaking of which, I added, we've decided to move. Move? Sophia echoed. Where to? Not far, Daniel assured her. Just far enough that my mother can't drop by unannounced. Amelia laughed. She's going to hate that. Probably, Daniel acknowledged. But this isn't about hurting her. It's about protecting us. Later that evening, as Daniel and I prepared for bed, his phone rang. Evelyn's name flashed on the screen. You can answer it, I said. If you want to. Daniel stared at the phone for a long moment before declining the call. No, we agreed on boundaries. It won't be easy, I warned him. She'll escalate before she accepts it. I know, he sighed. But I made my choice when I married you. It's time I started honoring that. The next morning, we found Evelyn sitting on our front porch. Mom? Daniel looked startled. What are you doing here? You've been ignoring my calls, she accused, standing. I was worried. We've been busy, I replied evenly. Evelyn's eyes narrowed. Too busy for family? Actually, Daniel said, we've been focused on our family, Helena and me. I am your family, Evelyn insisted. Yes, Daniel agreed. But not in the same way. Mom, we're moving. The color drained from Evelyn's face. Moving? Where? Why wasn't I consulted? Because it's not your decision, I said gently. Just like it wasn't your place to tell Daniel what to do with my grandmother's tea set. Are you still harping on about that? Evelyn snapped. Mom, Daniel's voice was firm. If you can't speak respectfully to Helena, then this conversation is over. Evelyn looked between us, seemingly realizing for the first time that something fundamental had changed. Daniel, please, I'm sorry about the tea set. Is that what you want to hear? I'm sorry. I shook my head. It's not about the apology, Evelyn. It's about understanding that your actions have consequences. That Daniel and I are a unit now. And what does that mean for me? She demanded. It means, Daniel explained, that you're welcome in our lives if you can respect our boundaries. But we'll need time. Evelyn's lips trembled. So you're choosing her over me? No, Mom, Daniel replied. I'm choosing us, Helena and me, over anyone who tries to come between us, even you. As Evelyn drove away, I turned to Daniel. Are you okay? He took my hand. No, but I will be. We will be. Do you think she'll ever understand? I asked. Daniel looked thoughtful. Maybe someday. But that's her journey, not ours. I glanced at the shadow box containing the broken pieces of my grandmother's tea set. Some things can't be fixed. But new things can be built, Daniel finished. What would you do if someone deliberately destroyed something irreplaceable that you treasured? Would you find a way to preserve the broken pieces, or would you let them go entirely? Share your thoughts in the comments below.